Hey guys! So, today I was going to talk about a documentary that I watched the other day, which really kind of made me think about everything that's kind of going on in the world at the moment with clean eating and what is clean eating. So on BBC iPlayer, Grace, one of the very famous bloggers on YouTube at the moment, did a whole special on clean eating and she followed different diets. She tried to get in touch with some of the leading nutritionists at the moment. Um, what I felt was really eye-opening was when she started talking to them and about why they followed their diet and why they did what they did. And what came out of it, that there was no actually like solid scientific base about it. They were doing it because it was something that, they thought would be good for them, or, they felt good, or and the thing is that what really kind of worried me about this is that stuff like, if you look at the Hemsley sisters, if you look at the bottom of their website, it says they're not qualified nutritionists. They just recommend what to eat. And you've got all these young girls and young boys in the world who are actually looking and following these guides as if they're proper doctors and proper nutritionists about what they should or shouldn't eat. And over the last few days, I've been kind of looking about what I'm eating, and how much am I influenced by what all these people are saying I should be eating versus what actually the NHS website says I should. So for me, like, after I discovered all these people, I immediately cut out dairy, red meat, and gluten. Initially, I felt great, and I think that wasn't actually because of what I was doing with the food. I'm not gluten intolerant. I'm not really dairy intolerant. I don't like cheese and I don't like milk, but I love yogurt. And I definitely don't need to cut out red meat. But that's just a preference thing. I'm still not going to eat red meat. Yeah. So what I actually think was going on is, versus actually the food doing something good for me, I think it was the fact that I felt like I was being a clean eater. I was doing what everyone else said I should be doing. And that, I was one of those young girls who's leading the way, proving to her classmates, that this is the way forward. And then what I started to notice over the next 6 months is that loads of people in my year were becoming vegan. And okay, I understand if you're going vegan because of the whole animal rights thing. I completely respect that. And likewise, vegetarian. One of my best friends is a vegetarian, and you know what? Hats off to her. Like, she still has a piece of meat every now and then, but that is mainly for ethical reasons that she does that. But yeah, all these girls were going vegan, because they were convinced that eating tofu was just as good as a piece of meat, or that it was going to transform their bodies, or that they wanted to lose weight. And truth is, as a growing teenage girl, and likewise for a boy, you actually should be eating all the food groups. Like, I strongly believe that everything is about balance. So, meanwhile, I may be posting on my blog, hashtag gluten free, hashtag dairy free. I'm actually going to start changing that, is what I've thought about in the last 2 weeks. Because I think eating clean is something different for different people. For me, I know that it does mean a bit of dairy. It probably does mean eating gluten. Like, that doesn't mean that I have to excessively eat bread or white pasta or white rice. I personally prefer whole grain. I don't also have to eat cheese. I hate cheese. But I think it's so important that people don't feel that they have to cut out all these food groups, because that's what eating clean is. Like, someone like Deliciously Ella, that may have worked for her, but that doesn't mean it's going to work for everyone else on the planet. I don't think these people should hammer in what they think is right to others. They may not intentionally do it, but they make things like red meat or milk seem bad for you, and the truth is they're not. These guys aren't based in years of scientific evidence or research. And what Grace actually did on the programme is she got a leading scientist to actually talk about the different diets and whether they held any benefit. And what was obviously clear from what the scientists were saying is that they weren't. I actually talked to one of my good friends who's a nutritionist the other day, and she was saying it makes her so angry that people are like, oh yeah, like, almond butter's really good for you, like, that's what I eat as my source of protein, and occasionally I have like some beans or something, or some lentils, instead of chicken or instead of fish. And the truth is, no, that's not good for you. You need to, like, yes, like, some days have chicken, some days have beans, but on a daily basis, you need to make sure you're eating a varied and balanced and full diet. So yeah, that's kind of a bit of a rant that I just ended up going into. It's just, for me, like, it made me so angry about the fact that I actually turned around and looked at everyone that I knew and the people in my area, and I thought, wow, so many people are following this and they actually don't know what it's doing to their bodies. They're just doing it because someone said it was good for them. So like, you know, do what you want to do. If you want to cut all of it out, go for it. But I'd say just research it properly before you do it. Don't just look at Deliciously Ella. Don't just look at Madeline Short, and don't just look at the Hemsley sisters, who, like, to be honest, are the main culprits for all of this because they are the big names. I'd actually speak to a doctor or do your own research on like the NHS website. It's got such good resources. Or, you know, like, to be honest, like, tons of uni courses offer taster things on nutrition and stuff if you're really interested in that. Like, I know for me, I know what works for me. I know that eating whole grain, complex carbohydrates with a bit of yogurt, no red meat, lots of fish, that's what works for me. And hey, it may not work for everyone, but, you know, that's what I'm going to start preaching to the world. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great day and happy hump day. Feel free to leave any comments below on what you think about this. Like, sorry I turned that into a bit of a rant. I didn't mean to like blow your ears off. But yeah, have a great day, guys.